Check, mic check, 1, 2.
Yo, is this thing on or what?
What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Platform Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Dex, and we're going to get into a brand new show today. We have a very special DJ, producer, entrepreneur on the show. So without further ado, let's welcome Cisco. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with us, man.
Appreciate being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I love that you're going to take the time and sit with us for a little bit. We've been wanting to chop it up for a little while, so it's perfect.
I know we're always in passing.
Yeah.
You're a busy man.
That's how it is with most people that are DJs, nightlife. It's like you can't really link up with each other because the only free time that you would have would be while the other person is DJing.
Right.
So
It's either you or me, huh?
Yep, exactly. So we're going to get into a couple things today. Obviously, DJ related. We'll get into you as a DJ, as a producer. We'll get into some of your entrepreneurial things like starting FOMO. And then we will get into working with different brands, different businesses, all that kind of stuff. So let's get it started.
Let's get it.
Tell us how you got started in this music industry, DJing, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like most athletes want to be artists and artists wants to be athletes. So it kind of was that story. Growing up, I always played sports and took me to college on the highest level I possibly can get at. And coming out, I was like, all right, I've done sports. Now I need to make money, save money. So I started working, started learning finance.
Yeah.
Kind of like the John Summit story, you know. But I was sitting there going to music festivals, spending all my money on watching concerts, shows, everything that I'm telling people to like start substituting and take these memories. And, you know, like you can't buy memories, like you just have to experience them. But I was moving pretty fast in the finance world and just selling everything. I felt like everyone surrounding me was a little older, and I had my mentor. He was like, you know, you move at 100 miles per hour. You're going to have to do that for a few years before you can get to move at 35. And I was like, I want to be at 35 miles per hour because, like, you're on vacation all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, well, keep building your book of business. And it was wild. Like, in a year of working, I thought I was doing so well. And then, like, the last quarter, I actually made more than that whole year, but then I was just bored. Like I felt like I hit a wall. I was like, all right, I know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm not really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like I was enjoying the learning process.
So what were you doing?
I was a financial advisor, and I just kept getting series license. Like I kept educating myself, and I felt like that was what I enjoyed, not necessarily like the sales part. And then, you know, once you see money start funneling in, you like everything a little bit more.
Yep.
But I wanted to challenge myself, and I always wondered if I could work in the music industry.
Yeah.
And I had an opportunity with Prime Social Group. They had a music festival breakaway that came here. And I reached out like 50 million times just to like help ticket sales. I would have done anything. I was like, I'll be on your promo team. I'll help set up DJs. I have a lot of friends who play music.
Yeah.
I love music, so I'm always out. And
But
like,
at this point, you weren't even trying to get into the festival.
I was just trying to be in the clubs. I was just trying to be in the mix. I wanted to be at the events that you see online after it's already happened. And I really was just kept reaching out. I was persistent, and I never heard anything. And then I saw that they had another event coming up and happened to have the owner there. And I was talking to him about how many times I reached out. And he was like, I don't understand why. And I just kept getting interrupted. I was like dapping up left and right, people after people. And he was like, you know everyone here. And I was like, oh, yeah. Like, I know everyone in the city. Like, this is my city. This is my home.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have anything to offer these people except love. And, like, I knew where I was going out. Like, frustration with work, I would go out, see my friends. That's the only time I got to see them, you know. So there's so many different reasons why people are out. But I really understood, like, we needed that community. Mm-hmm. And I always try to make sure I remember people's names. I made sure, like, you know, I can't buy everyone a drink or anything, but like I could give them a good experience while they were there. They weren't going to be like, oh, Cisco's like in a bad mood. Like if I'm in a bad mood, I'm staying at home.
Yeah.
But I used to be a little more wild, so I'd stand on chairs and I'd like be dancing. I mean, it could be a good song, and you never knew what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the bars. Like it introduces like stuff I wouldn't listen at home. I'm listening to, you know, at the club.
So yeah, I wish everybody was like that, where they're a little bit more open musically.
Yeah, and every DJ is different, and it offers, some consistency, but also individuality. I think that's the artist part. And I could go, I used to just go where my friend would DJ because he would see me walk in and he'd be like, "Oh, we got Cisco here," and then like
Already
two
start
songs,
hyping you up before you walk in.
2 songs in, I'm hearing my favorite song.
Yep.
And next thing you know, I'm like the life of the party, but it's not because of me. It's because my friend and I are like vibing off each other. No one knows, but like I'm starting the dance floor, and then I'm like trying to wingman for the guys and the girls and having a good time. But my friend, now I say he's my friend. He used to be my boss, but he really took on to that, and he was just like, "Man, can we continue like hang out and nurse this relationship?" So we did, and he looked at me like 2 weeks after the music festival, and we were out again. We probably frequented the same bar like 12 times in a 3-week period. It was bad, but he was like, "Man, if you know how to turn your network into money, like it's going to be scary." And I was like, I don't look at my friends, as money. I look at them as something I need to be poured in by or to pour into. But like, I never understood what he meant. And he never meant like really dollar for dollar. He meant taking what I love and my passion and turning it into a career. Yeah. And he's essentially helped me do that. And that's why I'm here today, because someone believed in me. He didn't believe in me enough to pay me the big bucks or anything, but he definitely led me to the water so I can start drinking.
So did you ever get in like with Breakaway, or was this?
Yeah. I ended up traveling like half the world with them. Like these guys I meet all the time, everywhere. They're still great friends of mine. But yeah, we did like Road to Breakaway. I would go see college, and you could tell me anything. I was like, I'm never going to see these people again. If I do, it's going to be at Breakaway, So I had the opportunity to gift tickets away. Yeah. I was having the best time ever. Like I'm going to these college campuses. I'm going to Applebee's. I'm going to like random steakhouses, and I'm eating and I'm talking, and I get to like learn a little bit more than I knew about the area, but I also get to meet someone new and learn about them. And then as they talk about their music selection, I gave this server 2 tickets. Her favorite artist was Future. We had Future that year, and I was hosting it, and she started crying. And I was like, hold on, what? Wait, what? Like I've seen Future like 6 times.
Yeah, but somebody else,
but it's not the same for everyone. Yeah. And like that little, interaction is the reason why I'm where I'm at right now. Like
is that kind of how you would pick like who you're going to give the tickets to as you're talking to them and you're having that conversation and you're kind of picking their brain?
Honestly, because I want to introduce people to stuff they've never seen. So that would also be like if they're open for it. But if someone's like diehard country and we don't have any country artists at all.
Yeah, there's no point in giving them.
Yeah, we have.
I mean, I guess you could. You could try and put them on something else.
But they have to be open to receiving. Yeah. And, if you're not open to trying new things, then I didn't want to waste the tickets on someone, because I could have a girl who's really excited and wants to be there. Those are the type of people who change the whole atmosphere. They're the front rails. They're the ones who stay after until the lights are on, making sure like if the artist comes back out, they get to see him. Yeah, those are the vibes I want. Like those are the vibes everyone. Like if I'm DJing, I want someone to want to be there.
Yeah, that's what you want to look up and see.
And I have friend groups, and some of them just go because they get to be fucked up. Yeah. And others, go because they really love the music. Yeah. But
or want to see that favorite artist. Yeah.
Listen, and it's just different for each person. Yeah. But if I can give them an opportunity and they're willing to be open and receiving what is there, one of the reasons why they're there, then but if I talk to them and they're like, oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Not really into it.
Then I'm like, I'm not going to force you.
We're going to hold on to these 2 for somebody else.
Yeah. And I don't want you just like taking them to give them to someone.
So where did you go to school?
I went to Middle Tennessee.
Okay.
For the majority part.
And you played sports there?
Yeah,
What'd
I played
you play?
football.
Football? Okay.
Yeah, I got hurt in football, played soccer, got in trouble because I was playing soccer, had to go back to football, then got hurt again, and I was basically like the plug. Like I found out what to do after every game.
Yeah.
Where to go, who was throwing the parties.
Yep.
And I was never really like a big drinker or anything. Like I had some moments definitely, but like I was more of the social person.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be there. I was in SG, I was in a fraternity, and I was on the football team.
So you're just the concierge for everybody. Just, hey, this is where we're all going tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
And just hooking up all the after parties of every
Always.
game. Yeah.
Because I believed in our team, and I needed them to like, focus on one thing, and that's what we had at task. But also, we want to celebrate. Like we wanted to be celebrated, and then we also wanted to do stuff with our girlfriends, with our friends who couldn't make the games. We actually had a pretty decent fan base who came, and we wanted to be able to be in public because a lot of us, like I call them like sweatpants players.
Yeah.
Like we're just chilling. Like they're there to play football, and then they're going back in their sweatpants to their dorms or their apartments, and they're playing video games, and they're like have a girl come over and they're just chilling. Like I wasn't that person. Like I dressed up. Most people didn't even know I played football.
Yeah.
Because I was always trying to either dress up for SGA. I was trying to stay swaggy because I wanted just to like present myself in a manner. And then also I knew like I kept getting hurt. I was like, there has to be something after football because I'm not going to be able to walk. Like I tore some ligaments in my ankle, and then I tore my hip flexor, and then it was just like one thing after another.
Yeah.
So it really did encourage me to take education a little more serious. And also I'm in elementary education at that time. So I can't be like, oh yeah, kids love school. I didn't love school.
And then at the same time, you're not.
Yeah, but I love to learn.
Yeah.
And so once you find something you're a little bit more passionate about and like you can latch on to, you want to know more and more. And I feel like I've always wanted to learn. And once I get to like a pivot point of like, how deep is this? Is it passion?
Yeah.
Am I really learning? Or am I just doing it because now I know how to do it? That's when I make my decision of like, do I keep this route or change it? I had an opportunity to move to Nashville.
Yeah.
Had cheap housing. My U-Haul was the same price as my rent was for the month.
Damn.
Yeah, so I got really cheap.
You're not
rent.
finding that anymore.
No, not at all. No, and I should have milked it out, but I stayed there for like maybe 6 months, and I found everything that I needed. And you gotta take the right steps in every direction for mental health. And so moving out I lived with like 4 or 5 people. It was a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you, at this point, obviously not DJing yet, but I always like to ask, if you're in this kind of background, were you the guy in the locker room that's kind of controlling the music, or was it somebody else at that point?
Man, that's crazy to ask. No one's ever asked me that. I was not.
Really?
They did not allow me to touch anything because I understand the value of music. So what gets me going is very different from most people.
Yeah.
I'm already like a hype person. Like I'm too hype.
You don't really need a lot to get.
Yeah, you put too good of music, which already hype, that I might listen to in the locker room as we're going out to warm up and then warm up and then keep it going till the game, I'm probably going to get like cramps. Like I'm like the most hype person. Like I'm jumping, running, laughing, dancing, and there's no off.
Yeah.
Well, I have to have an off. So when we go back in from like warm ups and stuff, we have a little break. We settle, we get mentally focused. I'm listening to like Sarah Bareilles. Like I'm chilling.
Okay.
Yeah, like James Blunt, like these songs that are almost ballads. No one wanted to hear that.
Yeah.
I needed my heart rate to like slow down.
So you don't hit an adrenaline
dump
already.
And I know like you talked about would they allow me to control music? I had to control music for my mental state, and I had to calm down a lot. So I had like a little flow of my own.
I always think it's funny because I feel like so many people are just like, they either want to be the team DJ, or it's just like you just have it pushed on you where they're like, yo, Cisco, like you're picking this. Like,
oh yeah,
you're always the guy that controls
I always
the
had
aux.
the songs.
Yeah.
I had like all the songs, but I was never getting to play it. They'd be like, yo, give me your phone. Give me your phone.
And and they would just go through your shit and pick everything?
Yeah, because I wasn't afraid to like, buy music. I wasn't afraid to download it. Like I had everything. Every way to listen to a song, it was on my phone at that time. I actually still have an iPod too. Like I was loading.
It works?
Oh yeah, I was loading people's music in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was that guy.
Yeah, I was the dude that was burning CDs and selling them to kids in middle school and elementary
I still
school.
got a couple of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you actually get into DJing then?
Yeah, it was a COVID project actually.
A project. I like that.
Yeah, it really was. I had already started like gracing stages by hosting events, and that I hosted Breakaway, which was the opportunity my friend presented me. And so having 8,000+ people back-to-back days in front of me, that was pretty exciting.
Was it in Nashville for Breakaway or
Yeah,
something? Okay,
yeah,
because I know
so-
they go all over.
Yeah, they do. Forbes' fastest growing music festival. They have different locations. They've tested a couple different markets and relatively very successful. They had more than just breakaways as well. So
Yeah.
Prime Social Group, shout out to them. But with that opportunity led me to start another company as well called Affinity, which you got to meet Nesh. He has a branch of After Dark.
After Dark, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's Affinity Presents. And then Matt Ramiro's the other one who started it with me. And we all had like similar visions, and we wanted to do it for the love of music, but it offered us a lot of opportunities. At that place, I was just getting spread. Matt and I were doing a lot. We had a lot of vision, but we also are the same person.
Yeah.
Like literally spitting image. When we talk, we know the same, like we are the same brand, essentially. We needed a compliment. We definitely admitted to each other, like we're best friends. Like
Yeah.
that's my brother company. I'm the sister company. I'll take the girl female position any
Yeah.
day. But yeah, like that's my dog. With that split, he was able to add the missing pieces that we need, and that's when FOMO grew to what it was. And Jamie was my office manager with the Prime Social Group Breakaway Festival. And so we split off because we knew we could work together. We were already best friends, and it was what I needed was someone who could, compliment me the same way Matt was getting from his additional employees. And so, yeah, we grew separately. And then going into, I guess, COVID, we were like pushing out events. And then I had to make the decision to cancel one for St. Patrick's Day.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been like right when
Yeah.
we shut down in Milwaukee too. It was right before St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, and I was sitting there. All my friends were going out to eat. I was like, it might be the last time we go out to eat for a couple weeks. Right?
Yeah.
And they're all at Bar Taco. I'm sitting there talking to Jamie, and we're refunding people's tickets, like 2,000 people's tickets. And I'm legit explaining on everyone's email why they can't get their $2.47 back from this service
Convenience
fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, man, but this is like what we said. Like when we started our company, we wanted to make sure that we explain everything to everyone and we didn't miss anything and we treat people the way we wanted to be treated.
Yeah.
I feel like that will never be lost in FOMO. There's times where our clients haven't paid us and we make sure everyone's paid. Like there's no excuse to take away from what we started and stray away from it. And so, yeah, we go into COVID. We start offering live streams. We had Christian McFall, who's a VJ, touring VJ now. He was running a few different programs. He was teaching me. It was fun. It was like what we were doing just to pass our time, something healthy, out of the streets, not really drinking. We'd have like a beer or two here and there while we were doing it. But
Twitch was like shutting people down for if you're like drinking on stream at first, which they might still be. But so when you were doing all that, was that branded as like FOMO streams and kind of building the brand for that, or what?
Yeah, it did. We started as the concert guys.
Yeah.
And so we were already posting stuff, Christian especially, for years. And then FOMO, we started like really hitting our market and stuff.
So you're doing live music, DJs, everything on the streams?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, we got pretty good at them. We even went and got a studio space.
Yeah.
In the middle of COVID when no one's making money, we were like, let's invest in this. We had a working part where people could produce music, and then we had a live stream part where people could come and DJ. I didn't realize what I had when I started
at the
DJing.
time.
Yeah, well, everyone's looking for the industry standard, and it's just sitting on my kitchen counter ready for every event and never had one. So I was sitting with 2000s and the mixer 900.
Who told you to buy it at first? Or is that just like what you knew just from?
Yeah, I knew I had events coming up.
Yeah.
Like I just canceled one. So yeah, industry standard, I just got it. My friend, he was like, yeah, you can use a payment plan. We went into COVID. He was like, you can just hold on to them. You can have them. I had them for a year.
Yeah.
No payment, no anything. By that time, I bought 2 other boards with the money that we were able to like make from it. And I learned off of the industry standard setup and 2 flash drives of music from Christian McFall.
He's the one that taught you how to do everything DJ wise?
I would make people come over and teach me.
Yeah.
So they can practice DJing, or they could pay to use the stuff, or they could rent it, or they could just show me how.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to pay anything. And at first, there's, you're getting lessons, you're learning more and more. I went to bed one night and like straight up, I was like, I got it.
It just clicked at that moment, or
I
what?
like wanted to run out of bed and like start DJing. I was like, where's my flashlight? Yeah, it just clicked. And I was like, all right, if this really works, like I'm in trouble.
What was like the biggest struggle for you when you're trying to learn? Is it
the thing that clicked is the intro, outro, and beat mixing all right before I was going to bed. And
of
now,
not bringing in vocals for one while you still got vocals going out for another, and
yeah, timing and just everything is timing.
It is.
Like straight up DJing is all timing and how you can use effects to make sure it stays, in a cadence that's familiar to people without disrupting their flow.
Yeah, not slamming every fucking record.
Yeah. Been there, done that. Yeah. No shame in that game.
Yeah. So you figured out, I mean, now it's been 3 years basically. Probably not even.
My first show was like December 18th of 2021 coming out of COVID.
I mean, if COVID would have started March, then December of 2020. Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
And then now you look at, you've been opening up for people like Loud Luxury, Shaq, DJ Diesel, Nightmare.
DJing has definitely taken me around the world.
Yeah.
And I would have never imagined with this little program of just wanting to know how to do it. I didn't even expect to really play out. Like I was playing like some like underground COVID parties here and there and a couple of rooftop pool parties.
Yeah. You're just like, oh, I'm just going to play for my friends every now and then.
Keep in mind, we were lugging around like speakers, the Nexus 900s. Like we were taking all of this stuff to every event we did.
Yeah.
It would be 15 people. Like we didn't have boards. Like we were really.
You're bringing a full setup for everything. Yeah.
Like ready for Coachella setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, did you have like a coffin case for him, or you're just carrying like everything separate?
I don't even want to answer.
You're carrying everything separate,
everything
no cases?
Separate, no cases, no anything.
Just fresh in the boxes that they came in?
Yeah, but I could set up CDJ so fast after that. Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, there's so many people that still now don't know how to set up their shit, so it's wild.
I'm still consistently learning.
Yeah.
But yeah, after now opening like a few venues and having, what should we put in it? Should we do this? And I'm like, a couple mixers are different, but they're equally as valuable depending on how you mix. Other than that, I really feel like everyone should just provide the proper stuff.
Yeah, I think it's crazy when venues have just like wild, random ass controllers or like mixers that aren't an industry stand. Like, I'm like, who told you to buy this? Who was the one that was doing the consulting for you that told you it was a good idea to get this?
It's the neighborhood DJ who they know, who has a couple of these at home.
And then they just end up getting some Matchbox controller.
Even, I had an XZ at LC, and like I went and took it and told them, I was like, y'all have to move the stuff from Cherry upstairs. Yeah. Like you have to continue. You can't go lower than this. And even that one, like they offered to buy it and I couldn't even let them because they needed to replace it. Yeah. Like we have to continue
this isn't
to
gonna
invest
work.
in the people who are investing their time in us.
Yeah.
Yeah. The worst thing is like, why'd the music stop? Oh, we have a bad controller because 6,000 people have used it over the last 2 years and we're not, it looks bad on us because we're the DJs, but it looks worse on the company because, you know, they have to solve that problem.
Yeah.
And so just staying up to date, caring. I love the fact that I get to update everything I touch, just making sure, like, if we have anything, and I know, like, we've been at a venue that we booked and you had a lagging issue, and then I think we fixed it like the next day.
Yeah. I mean, I've gone to venues and done firmware updates on CDJs because they haven't had it done in 2 years, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, and it's just because if it's not run by another company, I mean, most bar nightclub managers, they don't know how to do that shit. They don't even know that CDJs and mixers have firmware updates. They're just like,
they
whatever.
Got a resident DJ who knows everything. The sad part, it's not just the equipment; it's also the DJs have to update their stuff as well. You know.
Yeah, they're still running Scratch Live or some old record box or something like that.
Yeah,
so.
And that's like the challenging part. You know, like you can sit there and DJ for 10 years and be so comfortable. Yeah, and then new firmware, new update, new everything, and have to kind of relearn it. I'm actually trying to learn how to scratch better.
Yeah? Who are you trying to learn from?
I'm going to hit up Axe and make sure he's pretty good. Yeah. And then I've just watched YouTube videos. I'm trying to get the, like...
Darren's a beast, too, and he's always down to help people.
He is incredible. Yeah. That man can cut up.
I mean, that's all them Chicago dudes. They fucking are all super talented DJs and can all scratch. And that's like him, Gordo, Metro, Strategy. Like all those dudes all learned together and grew up together and just fucking feed off each other.
Yeah. But it's just fun. I don't want to get like too involved in it because in-house mixing and like, I mean, open format electronic, it's just not what I need to do. It's just fun to learn a craft. Yeah. For me.
It adds a little extra layer to the music, that's for sure, too.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So... I didn't even know originally. Well, I think I did know, but I totally forgot that you were part of Affinity to start. Yeah. And then, so are you still in ownership with Affinity, or once you got FOMO, you branched off completely?
We just continue to work side by side together. We'll bounce ideas and see if we have contacts for certain things, but completely separate now.
So tell us a little bit about FOMO and what FOMO all does, what they can do for clients, venues, things like that.
Yeah, it's full service entertainment company. So everyone's like, what's that mean? Easy way is to put it, we work in marketing and event planning. Promotions are part of the event planning service, buying as well, purchasing artists, itineraries, run of shows, making sure everything works. We are the manager on site of all the events, and then also making sure that, you know, you do all this stuff and one thing's missing, we're that missing piece. We want to make sure that there is no reason why the event doesn't happen either. So you come to us with an idea if we actually believe in it. We used to just do anything and everything. Now we really have to like believe in it. It has to tie in music, charity, or an event. Okay. And like if it's an event with some of those qualities, like, you know, we'll do it if it still aligns. But ultimately, we want to bring more to the community. Yeah. And this is Music City. So, and that's one of our founding pillars, you know. Yeah. And FOMO is fear of missing out. And then we always say, like, fear of missing out on. So is it going to be culture? Is it going to be art? Is it going to be opportunity? You know, which one is it going to be that you're missing out? And we don't want to just be like, oh, we're just missing a party, because it's not always a party. Sometimes it's networking. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's literally practice. You know, like we have these opportunities to play in these bars, and a lot of our goals are different than just making a paycheck. So when I'm sitting there learning in a bar DJing or in a club DJing, I'm literally still trying to do it exactly how I'll do it in front of, you know, show ready people. And that's the opportunity that we present to artists as well as DJs.
Yeah, I love the name too. I mean, that's what you're talking about, just being called FOMO is a perfect name for this kind of business too.
Yeah. Coming up with the name, that took us like 5 or 6 months. Yeah. And when I got the text from Jamie, because we had already talked, and I was like, I think it was like 3 a.m. I was driving home from somewhere, and she had already been asleep. I think she like woke up and was like, can we just do badass things with badass people? Like, that's what our company needs to do. And then we sat on it and sat on it. We did everything. We couldn't even like file an LLC because we didn't even know,
what to call it.
And I was like, one day it'll come. And we had already like branched off, started doing every single thing. And it was like the last week where we were just like, fuck it. Like, we have to find out something, like whatever. And I was like, I want to build something that like people don't want to miss. Like, they're going to have FOMO from it. And she was like, oh
and
my
right
gosh,
there.
FOMO. And I was like, yeah, but FOMO's taken. Like, we're an entertainment company. And I was like, oh my gosh, FOMO entertainment. She's like, FOMO Ent. And we're sitting there like, giddy, all happy, joyful. Yeah. It made sense. It still makes sense. Everything we do, we feel like fits with the FOMO.
No, event-wise, it's perfect. I mean, for all the stuff that you guys throw, it's like, cool. If you're not coming, you're going to have FOMO for it. So it definitely fits perfect and fits into that brand. And you just hit on it a little bit before of, hey, we want this in order for us to throw these events. Now that you guys are more into it, how do you guys go about selecting the right venue to keep fitting that brand for wherever you guys are wanting to throw these events? Like, I know that you've been doing a lot of stuff at like Six and Peabody. You do stuff at the W a lot. And I mean, kind of what goes into your thought process of, hey, does this venue fit for this event? Or do we got to try and find something else to really fit this event that we're going to put on?
Yeah, I honestly feel like a lot of our partners we have longevity relationships with since we started, honestly, kind of even before. A lot of them have come and go, but are they honest? I think that's something as a promoter, like that's something that people asked us. They want to know, are we going to actually get paid? Do you have experience in what you're saying you are? Because a lot of people say enough to get by. We have the same thoughts too. We're like, they're easy to work with. They respond to our texts, emails. They want us there. I think they want us there is the biggest problem that a lot of people force all of their events, but no one really wants them there. Right now, I feel like all of our client partnership, they want us there and we want to be there. That's, we were like sitting there blowing up venue after venue. And it's like, we're just another fish in the pond for them. But it doesn't make a big difference to them if we do something or not. To us, being treated very good, and they check on us, and they're like, hey, we have this opportunity. We think it would be good for you. Instead of us
to bring you,
Yeah, so they'll bring us clients as well.
Instead of you, yeah.
And when, now we're stretching our markets from New York, we have a couple events there, Austin coming up, Atlanta, Kansas City, and Miami. Now, after 3 years of doing stuff in Miami, they want to come here. And I'm like, we're finally getting it. Like, we're 3 years behind, but we're finally getting it. It's opened up an opportunity now. I'm bringing 2,400 people here. One of our clients now has the warehouse space that they're hosting their event. And then we move into what's our hotel? Oh, well, we have Virgin, we have the W, and we can present both of them at like a discount rate. So now the W has full occupancy.
For when you're throwing these events.
When we have it.
Yeah.
And then we move into our next client, which would be the Virgin. We're not putting them against each other. We just want to help the people.
Yeah.
They have options. We don't have exclusivity. And then Virgin's offered me quite a bit. Like, that company has like changed my life.
Yeah.
And we look at like, okay, what's on their calendar too? And they're like, oh, we don't have any open dates. Well, what do you want us at? Like, we just want to go and support, spend money, spend time.
Got you. So you'll people. Actually just show up to the other events that they're already doing. It's
not always transactional. I think that's the biggest difference between our company and others. like we enjoy being with our friends.
Yeah.
But we also enjoy supporting our companies too that we work with.
I think Virgin does a crazy good job here of kind of bridging the gap between like the industry and the corporate side, where they're so open to bringing that service industry in to their parties, instead of just keeping like, oh, we're a corporate hotel. If you're not staying here, you're not coming in.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Like even just their pool parties and stuff that they do, where it's like, cool, it's service industry, and they'll just pack it out. So it's awesome.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And they always follow up with whatever they say they're going to do.
Okay.
That's the one thing I can definitely say. I DJ'd the first time. It was a blended pre-party, which is a music festival, and I actually played that festival later that night. But they were like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Honestly, yeah, because like I don't want to party beforehand, even though I'm doing the pre-party." I was like, "Yeah, I'll hang out, play music by the pool, meet a couple people." A guy comes up, he's like, "Hey, I'm blah blah blah. You're doing a great job. We would love for your vibes to be on a cruise." And I was like, DJ and a cruise, like, we'll see, like, follow up. 10 minutes later, he comes in, he's like, "Here's my card. I need your information." He's like, "You really should do the cruise." And in my head, I'm like, I've seen cruise DJs, like, they didn't really make a ton of money.
Yeah.
Completely different. This guy followed up with my booking agent and me, group chat, on email and in text, sent me this deck that changed my life. The way this deck was is how every DJ gets onboarded by our company now.
Just from following how he did it?
Just from following how he did it.
Yeah.
It set the tone of every room, what to expect, what to wear, and why the culture is that way for Virgin.
Yeah.
I didn't have to change anything because they wanted me because that's who I was already. And it made so much sense from like the vision of what they had, what I was playing. Like I literally went on a cruise for a month and a half, met some of the smartest people in the world. Yeah. One owns an IndyCar driver. I'll see them this week. The connections were crazy. I learned programming by that same guy who sent me the deck. They actually are the same entertainment group that sets all the music choices that are in all the W hotels across America.
Okay. So everything you're hearing when you're in the lounge, at the restaurant, all that kind of stuff.
How smart are you to be able to solve that?
Yeah.
Like figuring out what to play is one thing, but like solving what to play for all these places at the right time, incredible.
And then constantly updating it too.
Yeah. And then talking about why songs are going so well for each artist and timing and knowing what people are listening to from 18 to 21 sets their tone for the rest of their life. Why the 80s sound a couple years ago started coming back because of that. Like that's a familiar song of what your parents listened to while you were going through it. So now you like gravitate because it's a familiar artist with a familiar song. The Weeknd blew up. Kygo's songs were blowing up. It's crazy the amount.
I mean, that's how everything right now, like everything is just resamples and just
we're about to push in because there's 20-year gap, so you can go 20 years after or 40 years. You know, there's a lot of songs, but now we get like Black's Motif, we get those artists and house who's just taking phrases and then bringing it back, or samples of the sound like burn, dun, 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 dun. And like that's an R&B song. Now it's like not, it's a house song.
Yeah. And you look like James Hype and
and all of them are doing it because it's something familiar, but also a new taste that we found is, you know, the music we're listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I learned, and that's also like huge with my transition in DJing and being open to playing certain songs because, you know, I used to think people wanted to hear what I wanted to hear. No. And then opening up to like reinventing or reinviting them to learn new songs.
Yeah.
You can only do that so much. But also, what are we not getting? Oh, we live in Nashville. It's a little different. Like, it really is different. I feel like I cater towards my style towards Miami more than anywhere. But like in Miami, I get a little R&B here and there. Mostly, it's mostly house, and I love house music. And then after that, you got hip hop and R&B. There's a smooth transition between it. A lot of people you'll never hear someone play an R&B song in Nashville, and you can go to 15 of their sets. I don't get it. I love it. Reggaeton.
Damn, I play this shit
soca.
all the time.
Yeah, well, you're different. Like, that's why I also recommend you to get gigs all the time. Like, I literally recommend you all the time.
Yeah.
I'll send an email and make sure they know who you are.
Yeah.
I'll also ask you because I know what you play. Like, you can hit.
I think it's wild here, even too, like Latin music. Aside from like Latin parties, like I don't really hear it too much. And then obviously you're talking Miami, like Latin music is huge in Miami. Where, I mean, I'll even play, you even look at it, aside from Bad Bunny stuff, it doesn't ring off as much here as I thought it would, like most other places.
I'm always going to do it.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Whether it's Latin house or reggaeton, because that actually excites me.
Yeah.
And now I'm really happy, like Afrobeats is a little more accepted. And so I'm transitioning and grabbing more Afrobeat songs and introducing it. And, you know, it only takes a few artists like Ed Sheeran and Selena.
I mean, you get Drake hopping on all these fucking, like him and Jay Huss just put that one out. Who Told You? And that's like a good 115 BPM, like four-starter.
It's introducing them.
Exactly.
And that's the sound, you know, we've heard, but it's an artist who we love introducing it. And that's the coolest part about music, man. Like, people can change. And I'm listening to like Peru by Fireboy, and you know the song's been out for a minute.
Yeah.
But then you get Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, yeah.
It's out again.
Yeah, or like Calm Down, like Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I feel like sometimes what it takes to get people they're against like listening to a new genre. They're like, oh, like I don't like that genre of music.
Yeah, my boy was like, this song just dropped, Selena Gomez, and
you're like, bitch, that's 2 years old.
I was like, no, like Calm Down's not new.
Yeah,
like I have it.
Yeah,
like if I have it and it just dropped, like that doesn't work like that in the DJ world. Like we got to pull our songs, and he was like, nah, bro, like it's brand new. In my head, I was like,
you got to Google the release date and show it to him.
Well, like I didn't even realize Selena Gomez was on it because they re-dropped it.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, nah, like this is one of my favorite songs. Like I've been on this. Yeah, it's wild, but it's good. It's good for culture, honestly.
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes that's just what it takes is getting an artist that they like or they're familiar with to jump in that genre, and then they're like, oh shit, this is cool now. And you're like, no, it's been cool. Like now you just like it because Drake's on it.
Yeah.
Like
well, Drake doesn't miss. Like,
yeah, that's true. That motherfucker does not miss. Yeah, he's got it down to
Drake
a science.
has me doing all kinds of ad libs and just thinking I'm like the shit when I listen to him.
Yeah.
Whether I'm like crying in my bathroom singing it out or like being hood out, you know?
Yeah.
Like which one do I
You
get?
could do
the
it
21
all.
or
You're like, are we in Marvin's room right now or what? Yeah.
Exactly. Oh man, don't take me back to college.
So yeah, you're obviously doing a lot with other clients. We talked Virgin, we talked W, we talked just other events that you're kind of working on. How do you deal with the other side of it where, let's say you're working with these clients and they want to go a different direction or they end up like severing ties with you? They're like, hey, we want to go a different way. How do you kind of deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely happens. It's part of it. I think with respect and dignity.
Yeah.
I actually don't have a client that we've stopped working with that I don't still help. I feel like I'm a great resource for them. It's a lot of money moves, or it could be they're just uncomfortable with the way things ended from our behalf if we didn't work as hard as we thought, or if we thought we were on the same track and what their idea was 20 times more work than what we actually get paid for.
Okay.
I mean, there's definitely different reasons why accounts are not ours anymore.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I still get calls from the managers. I still get invoiced to come in and do.
They still want to consult with you. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not anything that should be negative. I'm never like, oh, like, fuck you for getting, like, it's just straight up.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I've asked, because I know from people that you have worked with that you aren't with any longer. I still see you playing there. I still see you putting on events there.
Yeah.
And I like to see that just in the form of staying professional, not giving that fuck you to them for not wanting to work with you, because there's so many other reasons that could come up. It could be new management coming in. It could be whatever else, that they just want to go a different way. And it's cool to see you take the high road and still work with these people and still be an asset to them and be able to help them out.
I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, they gave us opportunity when we needed it, and longevity in a relationship is way farther than a company will ever go. That company could be there, it could not, but I'm still going to love those people who run it. I've made some great friends, and I hope that they consider me the same. I will never, unless someone really like harmed me physically, like I'll never have a bad relationship with the company. And if I've ever felt like, you know, like I didn't live up to expectations, I hope and pray they don't feel like I've ever stolen from them. But yeah, I'll continue to work for anyone, and I'll do things for free just to make sure their business gets out, because people did stuff for me for free. And during a transition period, like I'm going to walk and hold their hand until they're ready, you know, to walk on their own and start running in full force. But yeah, it is different having management turn around, and they have a brick and mortar. A lot of the places that we work with, like they're set. We're not. We have our office, but like we move around a lot. We get change of scenery. We have other companies. We're not limited to only this one restriction. So if it's up to me, it's like, why would I ever get down because we're not making money from this one client when there's so many more here? And even our competitors, like we don't have them. Like our competitors and I, we're all good friends. We all help each other. Like I feel very blessed. Our biggest competitor can come to me and be like, hey, can I help this DJ out and take your shift? And I was like, with all due respect, yes. Like, I'm so happy you can come to me about it. Or it's like, hey, we looked at this company. It didn't fit us, but I think it'll be a good look for you. Like, that's what we will do for them. Or it's like, you know, we're coming in and doing events. We just, ultimately, we need to make sure our artists are paid. Like, our company can get paid whenever, but we want to make sure everyone's getting paid.
Where if you can hand them off to somebody else, too. Yeah, and that's the thing with Nashville. There is a good amount of booking agencies here. But yeah, I mean, you guys, obviously from you to Affinity, having those past ties, you know that you're always going to be able to help out Matt and Nash and them.
Oh, yeah, and then we have Jam Factory.
From Jam Factory, you and Ryan.
We're great friends.
Yeah.
That's a company I looked up to and still do. Like, you know, they're setting a tone, and we always forget. They're not just doing DJs either. They're doing live music.
Bands, everything.
So they have a lot going on. They're growing. They have a face, which is the Whiskey Jam.
Yeah.
So everyone in America is looking at them for country music. Well, these guys are doing so much stuff behind doors, and it's incredible. And I'm very thankful. Like, I get to look up to my peers and work alongside them, but also, you know, when they're noticing I'm doing something and I'm doing it right. So it's good to have that.
But it's cool that they're actually willing to help you too, as opposed to just being like, no, like we're not going to help you.
We all have other clients.
Yeah.
And we all have to keep our clients happy. The best thing is that we have a relationship that we communicate it. So we want to work together, and we're not in competition. Like, our competition is not failing.
Yeah.
And then we look at like Request Premier. They're another one. They have great bars, great DJs, great people working. We're friends. We help. We fly and take trips. We learn about stuff. We share music. A lot of those guys I share music with.
Yeah.
We look at like all these companies, and like at this point, like I just tell everyone, I'm like, I don't really have a competitor.
Yeah.
Like, if you think we're your competition, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, we're not.
It's a good mindset to have.
I'm all about collaboration and communication. Those are the two things that I wish I would have learned a lot earlier. Like, it's so good not to be stressed about what someone else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
But if they reached out to you, you know, how can we communicate and solve your problem? Because I know there's times where I'm like I wish I had someone to reach out and help me with this. And as long as our clients are happy, we're both going to be able to continue to get paychecks, you know?
Communication is such a big thing too, especially in an entertainment industry where it's like, I feel like so much of the time, if you don't get an answer in the correct amount of time, it kind of fucks you over.
It's a
or if you're just not going to
game.
answer at all.
Yeah. Well, people will be like, what do you do until 6 a.m? I'm like, man, if you even knew.
Yeah.
Like, once I have something and I have a due date, it's not how hard it is. It's how fast can someone respond so I can fill this position.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'll sit up till 6 a.m. just to make sure every single thing is done, where now I'm just waiting on responses.
And booking wise, I mean, for a DJ, that's if you don't answer something in time or you forget or you just are sleeping or whatever, that's something where it's going to get filled by somebody else. If they don't get an answer from you, like, I need to get this shit filled. If you're not going to answer me, I'm going to move on to the next person.
Yeah.
And then in the same aspect, I mean, if you're a DJ and a booking agency is reaching out to you and they're like, hey, send me your dates for September, and then you send them and they just never answer you, it's going to be the same situation where it's like, cool, I already booked that now. Mm-hmm. And it's so important to me to get that communication back from other people, where it's like, because now all of a sudden 2 weeks go by and then they finally answer. They're like, oh, we'll have you on these dates. I'm like, dude, you sent me this 2 weeks ago. Like, I booked these already. Yeah. And then they're all mad. It's like, you didn't fucking answer me. Like, what did you want me to do? Like, I'm not just going to wait.
That's like the funny part, because with work, you know, I'm a planner and I'm a good communicator. The second we're not at work, like, I remember I called you when I was in New York.
Yeah.
Because I was like finishing Halloween and stuff. And I was like, man, I just got to go down all of this. Like, you already said yes, but I want to make sure you get the vision. We're good. And let's have a good time. But then after that, like, I put my phone up. I don't have a single text notification on. I only get phone
straight
calls.
D&D.
Yeah. Like, no one's getting me unless I check my phone.
Yeah.
And they can call me multiple times, but that's the only way you're getting me.
Yeah.
Emails, I get.
Yeah.
So, like, emails equate to money, really. They're business always. I don't have a lot of junk mail. I can't respond at 4 a.m. to everyone, you know?
Yeah.
I'll pick like one night a week and just everything
grind
out. Yeah, because during the day, you know, I look at my schedule and I'm like, okay, I might have a coffee. I might have another meeting. I might go into a lunch meeting. I might have to go do venue walkthroughs. I might have to go into another meeting. Then I still want to make sure I work out sometime during that day, and then go into sound check and then event at night, or setting up another event and then go into my own event that I'm DJing. So, like, my days are really kind of off limits a lot of times. So at night I can sit there and I'm already on a DJ schedule, which is horrible, but like, I'll just act like, you know, if I'm in front of it, like, I'll work until I don't have anything else.
Yeah. You know, your ass is going to be up till 3 a.m. anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I take, like, I'm very fortunate that I can turn off now, but like, I definitely take it for granted, you know, those late nights.
So what do you guys have lined up for FOMO?
Yeah, we're really in the fall.
Okay.
Summer is, you know, we're just coasting. It's a little hot. We got a lot of things.
It's very hot.
We'll start kickoff a FOMO fitness series.
Okay.
So we'll start doing a lot of group activities, which will be like once every like 3 weeks.
So who are you partnering with for that? Is it specific gyms or is it just?
Yeah, it'll be different gyms each time. It will roll out in 4 consistent months of gyms that we partner with, and there'll be some outdoor workouts. Some will be in different locations, such as like a bar.
You guys did that for CMT, right?
Yeah, that was cool. We did another one on top of Skydeck.
Okay.
We've done one at 6 and Peabody. We've done one at the W. We've we've hit a few different places, but there's a lot of new ones showing up, and so keeping everyone active and moving, and then we'll bring in a DJ and also live music during it. And do
that's
a
dope.
happy hour after, so ties in with the charity and the music part. It's just, you never really get like a yoga with the live music.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool. It'll be simple and peaceful. And then we move into Halloween. We'll do a big Halloween activation. Definitely a notable name coming to us. And that'll be at Marathon Music Works, October 28th. We announce it in 2 weeks. So,
So this is already all like locked in.
yeah, it's locked in, loaded.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty exciting. I've actually been really enjoying working on that one.
Yeah.
And then we move into another event for Folds of Honor, which is a charity.
Yeah.
We're going to do Folds Fest. So FOMO Entertainment presents Folds Fest. This one's actually kind of cool. It's country and comedy.
Okay.
And we'll have 3 pretty big acts for country music, full band, 3 comedians during their set times, changeover.
Yep.
Doing X amount of minutes, and then we have a host, and then we'll do a presentation, and just trying to really have like one extra event this year that can really boost and hit our goal for the charity, which the charity goal is which Folds of Honor is a scholarship program for wounded or
You've worked with
disabled.
them before already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've worked there. I'm on the young professional board.
Yeah.
But our goal is if someone files for the scholarship, we want to honor it.
Okay.
We don't want to turn anyone down.
Gotcha.
So if we have enough funds every year for every applicant, like we're giving it to them.
Yeah.
There's no holding this in the bank for next year. It's literally, can we help every single person who applies?
Mm-hmm.
Can we leave the legacy of their loved one? And I want to contribute as much as I can. So using my resources and background.
That's awesome.
We'll pump that out. And then we have a lot of little ones, and then we'll start you'll see us marketing a ton of different ones moving forward with like AEG, Blank Canvas, and then, it should be a fun year.
So you already got a lot of exciting stuff lined up.
Yes.
That's good. Aside from DJing, you have been working on a lot of production stuff, getting into some originals, working with some other guys. Like I've seen you work with OMG Parker, Zoo Mob, Ryan. So what do you have in the works as far as your originals?
And the production, that's been like 6 months ago. I decided I want to take this like super serious and see what I can do in a year. Mm-hmm. The one thing I have noticed is I used to like finish the song, but it would take me like a month and a half, 2 months, and then I'd send it to my other friend who would do most of it. Then I'd get it back, and then I'll tweak some things, and I'll send it to be mastered. Completely different now. I mean, I can pump out an idea in a couple hours. I can make a song in a week. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying learning. It's nice to know that I'm being respected by my peers.
Yeah.
You do all this stuff behind closed doors, but 8 months ago I quit drinking. I was like, I really want to focus on figuring out what I need to do to make more of my day, more of myself. Mm-hmm. Producing was one of them. You can't grow as an artist when you're not growing behind closed doors. And I felt like what I do on my free time was reflecting. So I really just got a whole new setup, dove in, spent the money. I'm buying plugins left and right.
Yeah.
Once I feel like I figure out one, someone's else like, get this. And then I get an ad for another one. I'm like, I got everything I need.
And now you got to learn
more.
another one. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun. Like the learning part is really what's been fun. And then getting feedback from my friends. And sometimes, you go super left of all the right things you've been doing. And they're like, is this you? Like you made this? And I'm like, yeah, I got to be versatile. Like I'm trying here. So I have like 40 songs right now, 42.
Are you pushing them out to?
Yeah, labels.
Yeah.
So I really want to get some distribution on labels. So I'm just sitting here. I'm patient. Like I'm still learning. I'm still having fun. A lot of my friends have helped me with how to release. And once I do start, I feel like if I get like 5 in the pipeline, then I'll start releasing. But I was actually going to release one this month, and I just took it down. I was like, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
Like, I want to make sure, because I felt like it was such a good song that it should get picked up, and hopefully we'll see.
So are you just waiting to see if it does get picked up before you push it out, or are you just waiting
I
to
have a big potential to go on a tour with someone.
Yeah.
And it's going to probably be released on theirs along
Gotcha.
with like 3 other songs. And
So you want to save it for that. So
I want
Gotcha.
to save it for the Atlanta concert, and then hopefully that will be my release date.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Who's been the biggest help?
My musical career, my biggest help
Yeah.
with producing,
Yeah, with producing.
there's a guy named Alex Snape. He goes by Sev.
Okay.
He is just the man. Like, he'll be sitting in his chair. I have friends come over. Like, he doesn't mind who's in his studio.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes both ways. Like, I have the business aspect of everything. And so I can, after years of consulting, being consulted, making sure, I have an accountant who you would think she was like, worked for our company. So I made sure he got her to help him. And he's just poured a lot into me. He's like, man, you got so much potential. Like, he said it'll take me like 6 months to a year. And I was like, I don't work like that. Like, if you told that to Kobe, like, he's going to do it in half the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, dude, you have the right mindset. Like, this is why I want to help you. And yeah, like almost every week we've gotten together, either talk business, set up his studio. He helped me set up mine, make songs together, do feedbacks. We're actually going to release one, which is like the most hype song that I've ever made. We listened to like Diplo's set, and he was like, dude, this should go into his real, like his higher ground set, not his Thomas Wesley.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, if you're saying this should go into Diplo, and your interns are saying too, like, we're doing something right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of feel like I know the sound that I'm going to have and go to, and it's cool because I have a peer, a good friend, who's kind of in the same, but he's been blowing up over the last year. But we have such similar styles, similar sounds. So watching everything he's done, I kind of have someone who's paved the way for me too, firsthand. And so that's Jake Shore Drive. If you ever,
Jake. Yeah.
Watching what he's been able to do, and he quit drinking.
He quit being a teacher too. He's just full into he's from Chicago, so I've known him for a while.
But he's doing it, and I believe in him.
Yeah,
and so I have a lot of people believe in me, trying to do it. And so
he just completely rebranded too. So it's not even Jake Shore Drive anymore. It's just Jake Shore.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's killing it, and like content wise, that fucker knows exactly what he's doing.
But he's producing great music, and I'm just thankful that people finally get to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's absolutely killing it. But yeah, just going into more of how you've been there to kind of help out other people have been there to help out you. With your guys' events that you've been doing, how rewarding is that to be able to help out some of these other DJs, put them on for these events, and kind of give them that shine, get a little bit more recognition for themselves, and even be able to play with some of these other guys that you already like as another DJ, and you kind of get to do everything where it's like you get to help them, you get to play with them, you get to set a vibe together, all that kind of stuff.
I think that's the most overlooked thing about our company, including some of the people in our company. Like, we sometimes forget, like, it's my company, cool, but it's not for me. It's for the opportunity for all of us. And as we looked at like some of our socials, I was like, I don't even want to be on the social. Like, if we have 6 DJs, make sure all
put
6
them on.
Yeah. Because they're helping us. They're literally like, you guys are growing our business.
Yeah. So something we talked about the other day was putting other DJs on to things that they should be able to know how to do. Like press kits and having that stuff easily accessible, just all your assets. And there's so many people that don't know how to do it or just don't have it done, where if I ask you to send me over your logo or your press kits or headshots, anything like that. There's so many avenues to be able to have all of that easily accessible, whether it's a Dropbox, a Google Drive, an iCloud Drive, where you should just be able to be like, cool, I'm on my phone, send it right over.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times people are like, oh, I'm not by my computer right now, I can't do it. Or I'll get it to you when I'm back home. And I'm like, how don't you just have it? Like,
have you ever sent it before?
Like, that's
or
what I'm
are
saying.
you getting home to make it and then send it? But yeah, I think that's the growing of our business. So a lot of people think it's just downloading the songs and then playing it out. And a lot of people don't even download songs now. They're like, oh, do you have Wi-Fi? I'm like, oh, God, it's going to be a long event.
Streaming it off of like Tidal or Beatport or
Yeah, but
BeatSource.
that all is just professionalism and taking it to the next step. And not everyone knows, you know. Like, they don't always know, but it goes into like, you know, what are my goals? Is this just to like make some money, play a couple brunch sets, and then you decently good at it? So they're like, you should play this, and they don't know. And I feel like it's our opportunity, you know, for our company. We do this with honestly, a lot of pop artists here in Nashville. It's just making sure they have exactly what they need, because they don't get booked in Nashville as much.
Yeah.
But they can get booked in other places.
Other cities, yeah.
Yeah, because our pop scene, it's here, but it's not thriving.
But you're saying if they don't have everything set to be able to send out and market themselves, then obviously they have a lot less chance of being booked in these other markets too.
Yeah.
So are you building that kind of stuff for some of these other artists?
Yeah, if I believe in an artist or a DJ, we will 100% use our resources. All the IOUs will be not on me, but it will be on an artist who, you know, it's hard out here. So I don't know everyone's financial position, but if I can get a collective of groups that can work around budgets, you know, we'll produce something that's as professional as anyone else, but at a minimum price. You know? So I think that's like kind of part of our calling. But yeah, we do marketing and we work with individuals, and we kind of have to. Like if it comes to just shooting a 30-second clip, you know, to them it could be so stressful. And we're like, we have so many videographers, photographers. We give them opportunity. They'll come in and shoot this. You use 8 seconds of it. Now you have a canvas for your Spotify. You're sitting here already in the right clothes. Why not just set up the backdrop, shoot it, and now you have press photos, like all that stuff in a 2-hour stint. And you have music promo, you have press promo, you have everything. And like even just asking, you know, can you send me 10 photos of yourself? Then I get them. I'm like, oh God.
And it's just them like in front of a wall, just the most unprofessional picture on a low grade camera.
And I'm like, I don't know how to make, and I look back now, like I'm a lot more experienced, and I also have teams who make a lot of our stuff. But I look back, I'm like, why did we let this out? Like, why? And people were posting it. I'm like, oh, you know, we've grown so much, but I feel like, you know, everyone else needs to grow with us. Yeah. And it's our opportunity to give back and like tell them, you know, just a simple EPK. Some people are like, what does that mean? Electronic press kit.
I mean, that's something that you're helping out with already. We just talked about it prior. Like this last week, you put together that we're going to try and get everybody to get press kits updated for all these Nashville DJs. And that's something that you set up to just try and help everybody else out, because a lot of people don't know what they are or haven't had them updated in God knows how long. And that's something where you're able to use your resources, your team, and get everybody into one spot and just knock these shoots out so they can get everything updated, which is awesome. And it's something that takes the stress off so many of these other guys, where they don't have to go out here and find a photographer and find a studio and then pick a time.
At the end of the day, I'm like, if you can just show up for 10 minutes in the right shirt, like just wear a black shirt and show up, take the pictures, and you can leave. And trust me, the team will shoot the best pictures you've had. And I'm not taking away from any other photographers or videographers by any means, but I really did hire some of the best people, and I know that these big ass artists are trusting them, and Soho House is trusting them. My PR company's trusting them. I honestly didn't even think I could afford him, but I shoot my shot, and he was willing to help me. And
Yeah.
that's another thing. You know, I know how many people DJ a weekend. I really do, but I don't know how much they actually have in their savings. I know how much people drink, but it doesn't mean they have enough to be drinking. A lot of it's free, so I wanted to make sure everything's at a discounted rate. You know, we say $75 for a headshot. People are like, "What? That's so expensive." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's really."
But
not,
you have to look
but
that you're
it's gonna
investing.
be-
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna use it for the next year. So offering these at a discounted rate at $30, and it's what I'm gonna do, and then pay the rest of the fee of just, you know, the studio space.
Yeah. And then that's helping out all these DJs here because now their shit's going to be done for however long they're going to keep it, which will probably be another couple years too.
I even told him, I was like, bring your friend. I can't fit everyone in group message, but like,
Yeah.
if we can all shoot in 2 hours and get it done and all be fresh and happy, like, let's run it.
Good to go.
Yeah.
It's easy to do too. I mean, yeah, like you said, you just bring a couple outfits, come in, change. I mean, it should only take 10, 15 minutes per person, if that.
Yeah.
And
And rotating, you know.
Yep. And then just in and out. So hit a couple poses, get in, get out. You're good to go.
Yeah. And then you have stuff for the next 6 months to a year.
Exactly. So,
Which-
well, let's hit some of this rapid fire here.
Let's go.
So if you could DJ any venue or any festival, what are you picking?
Ooh, so right now I'm on the track, but Mission Ballroom in Denver
Okay.
is my number 2 venue, and that's because it's almost like a hometown show. Like, I love Denver. I love my friends there, and my family's there, so they'll be able to see it. And then Brooklyn Mirage is number 1.
Mirage, yeah.
I just want to see my name in that many lights.
Yeah.
Like, that wall, everything about it. I was born in New York, so those are the 2, and it's just because, like, the family ties, the places I go visit, and exactly what they have to offer. And then festival wise, I think everyone always says EDC Vegas,
Yeah.
just because everyone and anyone is there. But honestly, mine would still be Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to just, like, you know, play in the campgrounds. Like, I really would love that the place I have lived outside of in Middle Tennessee. So, like, I went to school since 2010. I've been in Middle Tennessee. I feel like any one of my friends' family could make it to Bonnaroo and watch me perform. There's nothing like the farm. I would cry. Like, I really would cry, probably on stage. It would be way better for me to play Bonnaroo than, like, Bridgestone.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, played a couple football games. I've opened and played for the Sounds. I've done, like, you know, I've done all the big venues here, but it's not Bonnaroo. It's nothing like the farm. So I don't even think, like, if I did a show in Bridgestone, it would be different from me, like, just playing for the Preds. Like, I know it would be different, but my mindset is like, I've already played here.
Yeah, but playing Bonnaroo is so different than, like, sporting events too. Like,
Exactly.
You get to play
Yeah,
the set
but
that
it's
you want to
just
play.
the fact that, like, it is the farm.
Yeah.
It is Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
It is, when I was, I think in middle school, we were talking about Bonnaroo. Like, we have that, even in, like, my senior year, I was like, man, I'll take a loan out. Like, I don't even know if I was
Just to
18.
try and go to it.
Yeah, like, it held that much value. And then my fraternity brothers, we all worked security just to get in the first Bonnaroo. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just cool to me. And, you know, a lot of artists have their reasons, but that's definitely mine.
So you get to play a set with another DJ. Who are you playing with?
You know, style compliments, it's a huge thing for me. And right now, I honestly would probably say Dom Dollop, but I'm actually pushing towards also the fact that, like, I like doing open format sets.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I'm usually booked for, but, like, I either do, like, a bass trap set which is rare, but like I get booked for it and I have too much fun. Like I'm literally like a bunny. Like I'm jumping around, banging my head, like having too much fun. But house is like where I love. It's my bread and butter. John Summit, man, right now he's doing that, and he's like being able to flex those little, pushing the envelope and flex a little bit. So those two are fun. I think I would actually do a really good back to back. More so with Dom Dalla, and then if I did it with Fisher, I feel like the stage might catch on fire because we would be moving around too much. One of us would hit each other off the thing. But those three, definitely those three.
Yeah. Dom Dalla, you could go back to having the mustache. You guys could both be up there together.
Man. Yeah. I love
He's got
that.
a killer stash.
I love that guy. I like watching and listening to him talk, he has that accent and stuff. But he always is smiling. Like every picture, video in the background, like he's always smiling.
Yeah.
And I think that's the energy that I need. And then knowing John, he's just fully a character. All of them have good personalities.
Yeah, you
like
might have to start drinking though if you're gonna hang out with John.
Yeah. We got to rave in a cave, and he reminded me every 10 minutes. He's like, "We're raving in a cave. It's a cave rave." Like, so the Cavern show is really good for that. But yeah, John respects his body too. That's a big thing. It's like, he might disrespect it with the alcohol, but he definitely goes in the gym almost every day.
Yeah.
And he tries to drink water during the day when he's not on his benders.
He's in shape, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So you get to take one DJ's library, full access to everything, unreleased, released, whole library. Who you taking?
This is going to be so off. There's a guy named Aaron, and he owns Crate Hackers.
Yeah.
I just know that this man spends his life setting everything up. I can produce some songs that I want to hear in house. I can get all the house music and stuff, but truthfully, I saw a sample of what Aaron has. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine what he has now.
And just how organized it is, too.
Anyone in the world, I'm honestly going to go with his.
Really?
I truly am, because it's changed the way I set up my stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you can have folders inside of folders inside of folders. And I do now. And my sets are detailed out, but also I have not transition of BPM or anything, but transition of energy.
Energy, yeah.
Yeah, and knowing exactly I have my songs, and then I have are we going this route, that route? Do people like lyrics or not? Because I have some heavy lyric songs that might have to stay on the overbeat of the drops.
Yeah.
So there's really it's just crazy. It's just different.
Yeah, his would be so organized too, because from how Crate Hackers has everything set up.
Yeah.
You might have everything.
He gave me a compliment when I was DJing, because I played a couple old songs and stuff, which I needed for me. They excited me, so that's why they were in. And he was like, "Man, I haven't heard these songs in so long. This was an incredible set. You really have excelled your DJing." And I was like, "You don't even know." Compliments from certain people, because I look up to them for certain reasons, mean
he might be one of the only people that you actually do have to look up to.
Yeah.
He's fucking tall as hell.
He is, but he's a good person, man. He really helps this community, and not just Nashville, but everyone around the world. He's always excited. He's loaned bars, friends, equipment, never asked for it back. He's just a good person, but he has put hard work into that, and I show people it all the time.
Yeah,
because I'm thankful that he's been able to pour into me a little bit.
I'm surprised that's your pick. I was figuring you were gonna go with some big name DJ producer and be able to get access to some of the unreleased tracks. And,
because even if it's unreleased, it's I can't really do anything with it.
Yeah,
it's the stuff that is released that everyone else
actually knows. Yeah, true.
Yeah, because that's what's selling me. I wish I could have their music, but I want to be a part of it.
Yeah. So, what's a song that you can play in every set, never get sick of it?
Every set, never get sick of. Joe Budden, Pump It Up?
Yeah.
I remixed it, and it's been in every set that I've done since I've done it. I'm
What
probably, I'm
you
gonna
remix
try
it up to like a
stretch
house
it.
set or
Yeah. Start at like 106 BPM.
Yeah, it's like
in that
106,
area.
107, something like that. Yeah.
And then bumped it up to like 124. It's just fire.
Yeah.
And it's like nostalgic for me from like video games and just I thought I was like, Joe Budden at the time.
Yeah.
And then I realized, it's very vocal heavy on mine, but the beat is just good. Like it's just solid. Like I really am thankful that it was one of my first remixes, and it's in every set. Like it really is. It's not going anywhere.
Well, that's all we got, man. I appreciate you taking the time, sitting down with us, getting on the show. Let everyone know where we can follow you at, where we can find your stuff.
Pretty much everything is Cisco9_. So Cisco9 was my first soccer number. But I was tired of people trying to like put in my last name, like one number, one name, pretty simple, and then FOMO.ent.
Cool.
And FOMO Entertainment. Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you
make
so
sure
much.
you guys are following FOMO. Make sure you're following Cisco. I'll put everything in the links. And then we'll get some of Cisco's top tracks of the week so we can put those out on Patreon so you guys can check him out too, see what he's listening to, what he's vibing to in the club.
Yeah,
So
I'll have to throw that remix on there.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Cool. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.